Well, hello, welcome again to a reading of selections from Aeschylus's Prometheus Bound, and I got up to line 28 last time. Not a great deal's happened so far. Hephaistos and Kratos on stage, with Prometheus, who at this stage is silent, and Bea, who remains a silent character throughout. And at this stage, poor Hephaistos is reluctantly crucifying Prometheus, egged on, of course, by the violent Kratos. So he says, toi aut ep euru tu philanthropo tropu. The main verb here is ep auriskamai, is the verb here behind this one. This is a second person weak aorist middle from ep auriskamai. It's alpha upsilon, if you're looking for it in the dictionary. Means to reap the fruits of, to get the benefit of. So such are the fruits you have reaped, or you have reaped such fruits from your philanthropic nature. I had that expression earlier, in fact, a few lines back. Theos theon ga uk hypopteson kolon brotois sitimas o passas paradikes. For you, from here we've got a verb from ophasdo, to give, and so you understand being a god. You have given honours to mortals beyond what is just, not cowering before, this is from hypopteso, not cowering under the colon, the anger, theon, of the gods. So we get this nice jingle at the beginning, theos, theon, which Greek likes the sound of. So you, being a god, you have given privileges to mortals beyond what is decay, beyond what is just, not cowering before or under the anger of the gods. Anthon aterpe tendi fureres petran, orthostadain aupnos u campton gonu. In return for which you will guard, this is from frurio, this is a plural here, you can see from the sigma, so you will keep guard on this joyless rock, from aterpes, you can see alpha privative in that terp root, it's a third declension adjective. So as a result of which you will keep guard on this joyless rock. Orthostadain, you see the roots of this, standing upright. Ahupnos, unsleeping, so without any sleep. Ucampton gonu, not bending the knee. Polus dodurmus kai gotus anopheles thinkse. Now again, we've got iota adscript here, so this is the second person. So you will utter, you will speak. You get that word phthengos, meaning an utterance of sound. So you will utter many odurumus, many lamentations, and gotus, many cries, which are anopheles, it's alpha privative from that, and that ophale root, and many lamentations and cries which avail nothing, which are unhelpful. Dios ga dus paraetetoi phrenes, hapas tetrachus hostis an neon krate. Again with iota adscript. For the minds, well, it's the phrenes, the mind of Zeus, the thoughts of Zeus, perhaps are dus paraetetoi, are difficult to pray to. So hard to move by prayer, literally, so perhaps inexorable. Then we get this final line, which is a sort of general statement here. It's literally whoever rules newly each one of them is Trackles, is harsh. So something like whoever whose power is new, whoever has power recently acquired, is each such person is Trackles, is harsh. Now Kratos, we now get some stigomithia between Kratos and Hephaistos. Ayen. So, well then. Ti meles kai katoikis de matain. A question here, again, iota adscript here, it should be underneath. So why do you delay, and why do you pity in vain? Tieton theois ekthyston ou stuges theon. Why do you not hate the god who is most hateful to the gods? Hostis tot son thnetoisi prudokengeras, who gave. Prodidomi can mean to betray almost, but here it's just who gave away, I think. Toson geras, your prize, that is fire, thnetoisi to mortals. Tosung genes toi denon he thomilia. Now the toi can be used in a range of ways, but it can be used in generalized statements, which is probably what we have here. So it's something like indeed, if you want to give it any translation, but it's really meant to indicate this is a general statement. So sung genes is the tie of kindred blood, and homilia is fellowship. So something, and Danon here, strange. So the tie of kindred blood and fellowship, this is, or both of these, it's the Danon's going with the Songenes. So perhaps do that bit first. So the tie of kindred blood is strange, perhaps strong, and so is kinship. So is fellowship, I should say, homilia. Sum fame, I agree, says Kratos. Ane kustain de turn patros logon, hoion tepos, u tutor de mines pleon. So he says, I agree, then but. Now the hoion te is like that hoios te aimi, except the verb to be is not included there. And this is a question. So how is it possible, hoios got to supply esti, how is it possible, unacoustio, well you can see it's connected with the alpha privative plus the akua root, so not to listen to, hence to disobey. How is it possible to disobey, and it's taking a genitive, the words of the Father? U tutor domines pleon, do you not fear, from daimino, do you not fear this thing pleon more? Ae gede nele su kai thrasus pleos, says Hephaistos. And we get this cluster of very strong particles here. So indeed, you are always neles, cruel, merciless, and full of, this is a genitive here, thrasos is insolence, boldness, insolence is probably good here, full of insolence. So this is a third declension noun, top, thrasos, this is a genitive here. The neles is, of course, the ne, that negative, and the elios root of pity. So without pity, ruthless. Akosgar uden tondi threnesthai, suder tameden o felunta me pone marten. For, there's no main verb here, you've got to put st in again, of course, as you often do in Greek. So for, there is there is a remedy in respect of nothing for this man to be lamented. So for this man to be lamented, there is no healing or remedy, perhaps, for Akos. But you, now, the pone, I think you've got may here, you see, so the pone must be imperative. So it's pon is the verb, and otherwise the accent would be different as well. So, but you do not act in vain in respect of things which are of advantage in no way, literally. So, putting that bit together, so there is no remedy for this man to be lamented, but you do not act in vain in respect of things which avail naught, things which are of no benefit. O pola misethesa chironaxia. Chironaxia is handicraft. You can see the hand, the chiro root there. So this is handicraft. So it's O handicraft, having been hated greatly. So a greatly hated handicraft. And Kratos now says tit nin stuges. Now the nin here is referring back to, this can be singular or plural, I think it's referring back to the chironaxia here. So why do you hate this? Why do you hate this handicraft? Ponon gar hos haplo logo, tone nun parontone uden itia techne. For, now we get this idiom here, hos haplo logo, literally as by a simple word. So we would say in one brief phrase, or to keep it short, techne, I think you've got to supply techne su. Your skill or your craft is responsible for uden none, ponon tone parontone nun, for none of the present problems, for none of the present difficulties, almost none of the present situation. Empas tis autain alos ophilen lacain. Empas, nevertheless. Now we get ophelen, which is often used in that sense of would that. Lacain is the aorist infinitive from lancano, to meet by lot, or to obtain by lot. So, nevertheless, would that someone else to have met by lot with autain, with this technane skill. So the autain is picking up the technane with this skill. Hapant epakthe plain theoisi koiranen, says Kratos. All things are burdensome, epakthe, possibly hateful or burdensome perhaps, plain except koiranen, to rule the gods. Now of course in prose, verbs of ruling generally take a genitive, but occasionally you can get a dative of interest here, which is what you've got here in this line and elsewhere. So this is koiraneo, to be a koiranos, to be a ruler. So all things are burdensome except to rule the gods. Eleutheros gar utis esti plain dios. For no one is eleutheros, free, plain dios, except for Zeus. Now there's lots of philosophy going on in this part of the play, and I leave it to you to look at the learned commentaries to interpret what this means, what this would mean to a 5th century audience in terms of Zeus. Hephaistos replies, Egnoka, I know. Tois di duden ant apain echo. Now, echo can have the sense of I am able. So I am able to refute these things in no respect. So I am not able to argue against or to speak against these things. Ukun epaxe, and again we've got iota adscript here. This is second person. So Kratos is getting impatient here. Ukun epaxe toidi desma peribalain hos me se linuonta pros dirkthei pater, and it's a question. So surely then you will hasten. This is from epago. This is for epagomai, to hasten. So it's in the middle, second person singular with the iota adscript. So it's a question. So will you not hasten peribalain, to throw, literally, cast or to place the bonds peri around toidi, this man. Hosme, lest the father pros dirkthei, from this is from pros dirkamai. So lest the father, so it's a passive form here, but it's in the subjunctive, but it's got really middle or present meaning here, I think. So lest the father might look upon set you elinonta. Well, idling or resting, it's literally taking a holiday. Elinuonta. So Kratos is getting impatient at this point, and Hephaistos replies, Kaide procera psalia decesthai para. And indeed, now the para, notice the accent on para, that means it's short for paraesti, it is possible. So you can. So indeed, it is possible, understand, for you to see, or you can see, the psalia. Funny word, there is a word psalia, meaning bracelets. This is psalia, meaning chains or manacles. Procera, ready at hand. Ballon nin amphicersin encrates thene, reiesteri thene. Passelue pros petris. Now it's having struck. Now the nin is can be either singular or plural, so it's probably not him here, but it's probably referring back to the psalia. So strike them with your strong might around his hands. Thene raisteri, strike them with the hammer. I think that is from memory. Strike them with the hammer. Pasilue pros petros, so attach him to the rocks. This is again from this is from pasiluo. We had the compound verb before. This is the simple verb pasiluo. So pasilos is a peg or a nail, that sort of thing. So it's sort of nail him to the rocks might be best here. Perinatai de kumatai turgon toddy. Perinatai, it is finished indeed. Kai u, and this task is not matai, in vain. Again, iotus adscript here, it should be underneath. Aresemalon sphinge me dame kala. So areses, strike yet more. Sphinge, from sphingo, is imperative, so bind him fast. Me dame, with iota adscript. Kala, this again is an imperative here from kalao. So let it be loose nowhere. So leave nothing loose. Denos gar hurain, cax ame canon poron. For, now you're going to supply SD again. I think he is, Denos, he is clever at hurain, to find, so he is clever at finding, we'd say in English. a poron, a means, a way or means, even from kayaks, impossible situations. For he is clever at finding a way out even from impossible situations. Araren heidi golene dus ekluptos. Now this is from Ararisco. This is, I think it looks like a perfect here with a reduplication. From ara, the verb is ararisco, to fit. So this arm, olene, indeed, in fact, with the get, don't forget the particles, they're very important. So this arm, in fact, has been fitted, dus ek lutos, look at the three roots, dus, ek and luo, difficult to extricate, difficult to loose out from, so difficult to extricate. Kratos said, Kaitendi nun por passon Aeschylus, hinamathe sophistes on dios no thesteros. And now, por passon is an imperative. It's an aorist imperative without lengthening, so it's that sort of Doric imperative, perhaps from por pao, to pin down. Porpax, I think from memory, is a brooch, something you pin onto your dress. So this is buckle down or pin down, taindi, this one. Now he's already done one of the arms. He says, look, this arm has been fitted, and he says, well, now buckle down this one now, Aeschylus, securely, literally so it can't slip, so securely, hina, in order that, although being clever, being a sophistes, again a very loaded word in 5th century Athens, mathe, he might learn that he is nothesteros, comparative here from nothos, he is more foolish than Zeus. So he is duller, he's more foolish, he's not as clever as Zeus, although he is a sophistes, a clever man. And that is this little section from the Prometheus bound.